You can't really go past Grayhound at the moment. I think their lowest rated player is 1.28, being Vexite. The rest of them sitting well above a 1.3, but between a 1.3 and a 1.5 rating, which a 1.4 rating rather, which is exactly what we're seeing on the server as well. Just well-rounded performances from all of the individuals. So I'd expect nothing less from Grayhound. The question is, can Rooster, to kick things off here on Vertigo, which was actually picked by Grayhound, be competitive here?
There you go. So we are going to get Vertigo, Anubis, and Inferno as the 3 maps. So no Mirage this time from Grayhound, but yeah, the same. Vertigo and Anubis. And I guess if you're Grayhound, there's no reason really to change it up here, considering they've been sweeping Rooster aside on these maps pretty comfortably all year long.
Rooster statistically in this tournament looking pretty good as well. Right up there with the majority of the Greyhound players, and Netic once again being the overall highest rated player. Rooster walking up ramp here. Ins on side hall with the dualies. Liaz playing retake from the connector side.
Double nade into the sandbags there, but Ins is able to chop the head off of TJP with those dualies, and he's dropping down side hall. No one from Rooster going to be heading in that direction. With a tap fire as Rooster tries to make their way up into the site. Dexter there waiting for them, is able to land a couple of headshots, and Liaz in the mix as well. And all of a sudden, goes from pretty easy night so far for Rooster to starting to look pretty damn difficult here against this Grayhound roster. Vexite's been boosted up, and Chell somehow actually hasn't been spotted by this firing squad of Grayhound members, but there was nowhere to go, and that will be the first round on the board for the CT side.
So no bomb plant. What to do now for Rooster, who can consider a single stage for the AK Kalubai next round or fourth round 2. Round 2 force with some of the set plays has been catching a few teams off guard here and there, especially given the propensity of MP9 used to see in round 2. It will be Rooster buy up in round number 3, and with the 3 MP9s going up, I can only assume there's going to be a lot of cash in the bank accounts of the Grayhound boys.
Nothing happening over toward the B side of the map at the moment for Grayhound. Nothing really happening at all for Grayhound here. Rooster taking it slow, waiting for that smoke to fade, but Dexter's going to have his moment in a second. And he's been binked, but not going to shy away from that fight at all. It was only a Glock bink after all, and more than happy to farm up a couple of kills. Maybe Vexite will go down here, but Chell not quite sharp enough to hit the headshots required, and that'll be a second on the board for Grayhound, also with 5 guns alive.
Simple util protocols. Dexter holding the line. You see Ins was ready there with the nade off the crane as soon as the players on the T side scaled up ramp. Nice little anti-eco combo. Bringing 3 MP9s into this round is Grayhound. So see if they go for any kind of aggression, maybe a quick mid-fight down A ramp. Seems like it's going to be 3 starting towards A for the CT side with a quick smoke to ramp. Slower gun around here for Rooster, who are much more limited in the util department, but have a little bit of a firepower edge in a round like this. Dexter being the main one to take the duels. He does have the rifle that's most likely to find a pick for the CT side at this point in the round.
Surprised that double nade's only done a little bit of chip damage to Netic in the end. So maybe
I think one of them, yeah, one of them bounced wrong. One of them hit him for 26. Which, look, softens him up for the MP9s. Every little bit helps. He's copped another little HE or a bit of damage there. ASAP's worked some control of stairs here. 3 of the Rooster members still making their way up.
Looks like Vexite's going to go on a mission.
Yeah, util juggled back to Liaz there. Indicates Vexite may want to go aggressive. Rooster started to make some inroads on ramp side here.
Molly's going to fizzle in the smoke.
Still has control of side hall. You can see Dexter ready with the reactive flash off of the crane contact. 40 seconds here.
It's going to be a late hit from Rooster, that's for sure. Starting to make their way up ramp now. Grayhound will be hearing that. They know. Oh, that smoke's gone a bit wrong. just smashed into the back of the head of Alistair, but In's not too concerned about that. He's going to push in front of it anyway, playing with this MP9 close. It's going to work out, and in fact, he'll re-aggress, which Rooster were not prepared for at all. Oh, it's a mess all over the place. Danger has killed 3, including his teammate. Nade over the top, though. That might catch one. It hits Danger instead of Chell. And that's a lucky thing, because Chelleos was on 10 HP. Bomb plant now does make it look a bit better for Rooster, but Vexite, what is that? He's just gone jumping through the smoke and he's killed them both. 3 for Grayhound, and 2 AKs taken through. That's an acceptable round, no doubt.
It's not good news for Rooster. Conceding the bonus round to the CT side. MP9's upgraded to AK. Bomb plant there for Rooster. Gives them enough to theoretically buy into a round like this, but given the strength of the CT economy, you may even just be considering a half bite in these scenarios, because you're not going to break the money from winning a round like this anyway. But Rooster will force. It's a pretty decent looking buy, just a little light on the util is the issue. Similar setup, similar pacing from Rooster as well. Just running the 3-1-1, heavy emphasis towards the A ramp, keeping an eye on B stairs and mid. Little bit of util sprinkled over towards ramp side here from Rooster early on. Trying to feel out what the CTs are up to here, and you can obviously see the tower boost here.
Well, you'll have to become a little bit accustomed to this if you're not used to watching Oceanic CS. Rooster tend to play a pretty slow T-side style. They like to take their time about things.
Going to turn this into a mid to B. Liaz solo on this B site with no util to lean back on. Alistair the closest rotator. You see Ins considering a rotate back into connector side. But he's got... Oh, he's picked up some util on the way as well, which could definitely help holding this site. Alistair filtering in here, ready with the Molotov to deny this execute.
Quite landing that shot. Still got some resources on this bomb site, but Liaz has been dropped as well, and Ali now starting to struggle as the flood comes through. That was a little bit unfortunate for Grayhound. Some pretty standard shots, some pretty routine exchanges that don't really go their way. And obviously you can see how quickly things can come unstuck. I don't know that that one will necessarily concern Grayhound too much. It's not like they got massively outplayed in that round. Just, yeah, a couple of shots don't connect, and there goes the round. But it will mean that the money's starting to get a little problematic on that CT side now, so it will require some work to recover.
Yeah, I'm surprised Grayhound got caught with a round like that. A couple of missed shots from Alistair. Timing on the util not great. Straight up scaff. I believe it was chelleos who had a crack there early on. Nedic's going to take the space. Already up on sandbag side. Alistair finding danger. I think on the mid line. Yeah, he went deep mid and picked danger. We saw danger in the previous game holding that line time and time again. I think Alistair's done a bit of homework there.
Flash is going to go high up in the air, but Dexter not too concerned about it. He's got Ins close there as well. This will be a nice little 1-2 punch for Grayhound if Dexter can land that first eagle shot. We all know what he can do holding onto the ramp from a position like this, but in the end it'll actually be Alistair to strike. Dexter's lost his life as well, but the AWP is still in play, and Alistair's hitting his shots this round, so this might not be as easy for Grayhound as they might have anticipated, or rather for Rooster.
Bomb's going back. TJP locked in by the molly. chelleos going to get a nice open plant for this post plant. TJ and chelleos both with Molotovs. No kit here for the CT side. Liaz does have a smoke that he can use for the bomb. Molly going to be thrown on Jen there to the boost side, but Alistair's in front of it.
Yeah, Alistair, he's definitely looking for those fights, that's for sure. He's also flash out in front and does take the first shot from Chell, but it's not a killing blow, and Alistair gets an ace. Oh, well, talk about making amends. The last round wasn't able to hold down the B bomb site. This round, he has side sealed and delivered the round for Grayhound 4-1, and Rooster have just been torn apart by the AWP.
Yeah, that's classic alistair. He was all over the map that round. Takes the initial opening pick on the mid defaulter, which, like I said, I think a bit of homework was done there, recognizing that Danger just sits in the same position every single round. Picks him for free. 2 kills on the A site, 2 kills on the retake back to B. Swing round here for both sides. Little less of an issue for Rooster with the loss bonus behind them and being on the T side. Again, gonna run the same 3-1-1. Bit of a mess at ramp. Backside's gonna open things up. The flashes have caught Rooster off guard. It's been the same pacing every single time, but this time Grayhound catched them with the set play.
Yep, Grayhound decided to change things up. Rooster have very much been brought unstuck. There was a swing round in there for sure for them. A couple of rounds, in fact, but neither of them have been converted, or at least this one doesn't look like it will be. And in fact, it might end up being a pretty safe one for Grayhound with money flowing back into their coffers.
But still see the Rooster boys shooting their way out of a bad situation here. If they even get the opportunity to do so, there's so much CT util. Like, you just see the called molly, smoke, mollies to bridge. ASAP gets spammed through. It's not good news for Danger, who's left all alone without a bomb plant with 2.9k here for Rooster. This is probably looking like a save in round number 7 with maybe a hero AK or something like that on ASAP.
It's another 2 smokes as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to keep cycling util on the bridge. But maybe with one player surviving, they'll just trust the high-low. The shadow there is a bit of a nightmare.
Ali's been given that information. He's going to set himself up on the line here. Watch this.
Yeah, if Danger even peeks him, I don't really think there's any reason to. He's just going to hold on to the AK. That's something that he can afford to replace. And that's the perfect result for a Grayhound who looks slipped up against the B hit in that one round. And things got a little closer in the XVX. But now steadying the ship with 4 alive.
Yeah, 5-1. Grayhound still looking like the same old team that we saw yesterday night. Which is obviously a good sign for them.
I like this.
Surely they must be flying out tomorrow.
Yeah, very soon. Got good cash behind them. I like this approach on the bonus though for Rooster. Oh, sorry, the half buy for Rooster. The saved AK. They've got 3.4 loss bonus. Hero AK on ASAP as well as some pistol armor. Some a reasonable chance at stealing a round away from Grayhound. Just waiting out the initial util timings. Feeling out when the right time it is to make their way over towards B stairs and get ready for this execute.
Leas hasn't really had much to do so far in this map. He's 2-1-1. It's been the B side anchor. But this is where he'll get to have a bit of a crack at it. ASAP's on 19 HP. That one could be an easy clean up for Diaz, but smoked off. Oh, still gets the kill prior to the smoke blooming. And he's done enough as long as he keeps himself alive, though Dexter will fall, so now we'll have to turn our attention back toward what Leaz might be able to do here, and he continues to deliver. There's one more for him. In's right behind him as well. 3-on-3 for the retake. Time ticking away, but Rooster haven't really managed to recover too many weapons. They've only got that AK there for Chelleos. And 3 smokes available for Grayhound will mean they can sit on that defuse. Ali gets a freebie. The Molotov burning ASAP alive. Now it's on Tenetic, who will be brought down by Ins. It is 6-1 for Grayhound. And it never really felt like that one got too out of hand for the CT side.
Still not too bad for Rooster though. Yes, a winnable round, and it would have been great to do so, but still taking 3 guns away from the CT side and getting a bomb plant with full loss bonus is giving them a chance back into this game. They just need 2 really good gun rounds back to back. And they can potentially start to salvage this T side half. Easier said than done, of course. But if they take these next 2 gun rounds, it's a completely different story.
Well, as has been pretty much the case over the course of the last couple of days. Alistair will will himself another AWP duel. And that means Rooster will now have to play this round out 4 on 5. And again, Dexter's been putting in pretty good work as well.
Snaps all the way up here. They're nowhere near ready for that. These B timings that Rooster are finding again and again are working perfectly. ASAP is really worth his weight in gold on the aggressive lurk towards B here. In's picking danger on the lurk in mid. Puts us back to a 2-on-3. Alistair playing the pixel line here, trying to catch on the cross, but the bomb goes down. You're going to get a swap. In's low HP, wants to take the AWP.
Oh, didn't quite catch Netic.
They got to save this. They actually can't afford an AWP next round if he doesn't save it.
Well, In's well aware of that. He's going to back off in the direction of the A-bomb site.
It's good stuff from Rooster.
Might have heard him on the way out there as well.
That's exactly what they needed. Netic, I mean, Dexter was so deep down A main. And it's usually, those are the kind of pushes he's not punished for in this region very much. So the fact that Netic was on the other end of that duel and actually is able to take him when he pushes all the way, you can see it on the minimap, all the way deep down A main there, makes a difference. And then, as I said, I mean, Netic and ASAP were the standouts. And have been the standouts for Rooster for the last little bit. At the end of 2023, when they were looking really good, it was really ASAP and Netic doing the lion's share of the work consistently. So again, I mean, in this game, it's the same story. ASAP in particular, big impact. Continually finding timings to sneak into that B site, and that's something that Grayhound have got to get their heads around sooner rather than later. Because like I said, all it's going to take is those 2 good gun rounds. This is the reset round that Rooster could take advantage of. And it started beautifully. Again, ASAP opening pick against the opposing AWPer. This man's on something today.
Yeah, not something that you're likely to see every day, especially against Alistair in the form that he is in at the moment. But it's been a very good day for ASAP. Day for Netic as well.
Still Rooster's chance to turn the tide in this game.
Dominating the sandbags. It's going to give away the fact that there's a couple more Rooster members over toward A ramp.
See Rooster using some util on the A site. This is not to execute the site or anything like that. This is to try to bait out a reaction from the CTs and feel out what's happening. In comes the second wave.
Nice there. There's the molly to deny the plant. Nade over the top as well to do a little bit more chip damage. Netic is now getting low. Ins looking for the aim duel. Can only get himself one. Eventually falls at the hands of Danger's Molotov. Now some more util to try to deny the bomb plant. And again, Chell is forced away. Getting lower and lower. And Grayhound doing a great job of harassing Rooster in their attempt to get onto this bomb site. Netic with 20 HP. Could be made mincemeat of by Liaz with this MP9, though Liaz has made a step and he knows it. Both players aware. Liaz has just backed off. Netic is going to have to go hunting, but he has to be so careful. Seems pretty aware of the possibility that Liaz will be around the corner, but the spray doesn't land. And Liaz just tucks and tucks and tucks, and then when Netic has to finally let go of the trigger, does he peek? And Grayhound will pick up a nice clutch, though. It's an expensive round, no doubt about it.
This is even harsher of a reset if they drop this one, though, Jordan. Down to 9's 1400 loss bonus. And Rooster, there was still max loss bonus there. Or maybe 2.9. So look, the bomb plant, the fact that they're not able to secure that hurts them a little. That's not ideal from Danger. Wasted flash. To help the boys on ramp, TJ. Love to see him start to get warmed up a little bit. He's a great tool for the Rooster squad as well, especially on the entries. A ramp entry found once again. ASAP is just doing work over towards B, applying duck. Can he hold his nerve against Liaz though?
Looks like it. Pops that smoke down. It's actually Vexite that'll catch him, but meanwhile TJP is causing a bit of a ruckus over toward the A ramp, and there is nothing on that side of the map for Grayhound now.
Yeah, and this is where Rooster get a bit more dangerous, because TJ, he's not the consistent rifler for Rooster, but he's like that extra man when he's feeling it.
Fair bit of
He can cause you some problems.
Look at this, Molotov in. Vexite's got 2 grenades to play with. Won't with the first.
Oh, it's going to be the same story again here, I think.
Yeah.
They're just getting timed out. The smokes are no longer going to be there for the T side, and that's going to be problems for Rooster.
Inns has a molly as well, so they can even toss that in to deny one more plan if they want to. It's going to be a little bit too late to do that. But at least it will force Chell back away from the boxes, and Grayhound can go for the 3-on-3 retake. Inns leading the charge right around the corner. He spots the second player. Easy trade for Liaz. Back was turned by Danger. Watching Sal instead. And now it's Netic, 1-on-2. Liaz, the player with the AK, is the one to survive and hits the sharp shot. That is 8-2. Grayhound survive again.
I mean, they're just winning every clutch, aren't they? And it's Liaz and Netic. Time and time again, Liaz is getting the better of him. These retakes as well, the way Grayhound is using their utility and just harassing Rooster when they try to get comfortable into a post lane on that A site. It's making their lives absolute hell. I mean, I'm feeling like a broken record, but once again, I mean, no cash left over for Grayhound with one player surviving. 1,400 loss bonus. Rooster on the max loss bonus with the bomb plant. Can, of course, buy on the T side. They just need that one round. And they're just not getting it. Grayhound is just too clutch.
Yeah, getting away from Rooster a little bit now. Inns will be flashed away from the line. Grayhound have lost control of ramp and side hall pretty early on in the piece here, so this will change things up a bit.
No flash left over for Rooster very early on in this round. Could be problematic. Gonna have to be a bit more of dry, contacty kind of gameplay from the T-side squad. Mid-round aggression for Grayhound this time, over towards that A side of the map. It's a double walk on Crane's side. Inns mollies over towards Scaff.
Decent start from Chell, and TJP might have his chance here as well. Inns has spotted him out though, and the nading was not good from TJP. Still, there's one more member there from Rooster to deal with, and that's going to be a little bit too much for Inns to handle.
Yeah, again, entries are being found. Ooh, Chelleos, has he got the perfect timing here? Have they heard the reload? It seems like they're double posted sandbag. They know. No one's covering Dexter here. He's a dead man if they clear it.
Yeah, they're going to clear it. So on to Liaz once again, and he's good enough for the first. Two more where that came from though. And with the flank coming in from middle, this looks like a very solid round for Rooster to finally close one out. But stranger things have happened. Maybe not for Vex side though, solo with an MP9. I think this will be a pretty tough one to win. Danger locking down the exit as well, so he may as well go for it, but 8-3 will be the scoreline, and finally Rooster are able to break the CT economy in the last round of the half though, and the best case scenario is going to be an 8 for Rooster.
Yeah,
which just about leaves a bit to be desired.
Yeah, they had their opportunities, right? They needed that reset earlier, but just not winning the clutches. Liaz is just winning XVXs every single time for Grayhound. And it's something we've said about them a number of times. They're just more clutch than other teams in this region. It was a narrative that we talked about a couple of years ago. The core of this team. Rooster just need to deal with this force by Deagle armor. Just pistols. They're once again looking for Danger. They know that he defaults to that same spot every single time. It's going well for him.
No.
But I mean, realistically, what are you going to do in a round like this as Grayhound? You can see Rooster just not doing anything special. Walking around the map. High percentage pieces of utility to minimize the risk and just holding pretty common angles. They're just picking this one apart, and they will see their fourth round together.
Maybe a saving grace, but doesn't feel like it at the moment. There's a good shot from Inns before the round is over, but 8-4 is the scoreline, and Rooster have some salvaging to do. So first half came and went, and yeah, it was pretty good again for Grayhound. I mean, there was a couple of rounds towards the end there for Rooster that did sort of salvage things a little bit, but without the pistol round win here in the second half, it's still going to be a massive uphill battle for Rooster. And even with it, it still seems like it might be Greyhound's map to lose.
Grayhound wrestled that ramp control. Double nade to sandbag. And straight into the exit. Flash over the top. Chelleos looks to disrupt, but gets his head ripped off by Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter just a bit too sharp in a lot of these cases. Another rabbit out the hat, and bomb plan's going to go down pretty quickly here as well for Grayhound. They certainly are not messing around in the pistol. Rooster with 3 players trying to make the retake happen. Also have to be aware of a big old wrap coming through from Inns.
Very problematic. They're going looking for him. Maybe a little ill-advised, to be honest. He's hitting absolutely everything. Man was halfway through the air. Nedic finally puts him down and will just elect to try to save the armor, if not try to add a couple plus 300s to his bank account. He's smoking off the tees, trying to defend the late round B split after the bomb's already gone.
Oh, no.
And the knife's come out. That's great money for Alistair's alt fund early on in this game.
Yeah. Well, adding insult to injury at the moment, Grayhound. Anyway, it'll have to be a save for Rooster, which means Grayhound get to double digits unimpeded. More than likely, at least. Another similar approach from Grayhound, just quick towards the ramp.
Yeah, difficult game for Rooster. Greyhound's won both pistols and then converted them rather, anti-eco against a team that doesn't force. Round 2 this game. Doesn't give you a whole lot of breathing room in MR12. Especially when you're unable to convert the swing rounds, and that's what I'm really getting from Rooster today. I think the clutches have really made this, the clutches and the pistol round wins plus conversions for Grayhound have made this look like a much closer game than it might be. A much less close game than it might be, but at the same time, Grayhound's still looking very good today.
Yeah, it's always something you kind of have to try to balance in terms of where you're like weighting that. How important is it? Because at the end of the day, they are getting those rounds still. You know, they are getting those clutches. They are doing good work. And it's like, well, yeah, it might be a clutch, but maybe they would 9 times out of 10 win that round anyway. And here we are at 10-4. So if there's any chance of us having more time to discuss Vertigo, it's going to have to come from a round like this one. Pretty quick smart.
2 Mac 10s kept over here. See what Grayhound are going to do with them. It's a full rifle buy here for Rooster. 3 sets of no head armor. Something to keep an eye on. The Mac 10 gooshes are real, friends. You get aim punch from that. Doesn't feel good. Pressured onto A ramp from the tees. Then he gets straight on up there trying to get in the face of DJ, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Instant goosh to the face.
Chell has been able to get back off to safety into the A bomb site though. So at the very least, there's that small window of success for Rooster. The 1-for-1. Grayhound more than happy though with the ramp control that they've taken. It's going to set them up for success onto the A bomb site one more time. Smoke walls up, Molotovs are through, and Grayhound in control. However, losing players in that spam battle. Alistair not too concerned about any counter util headed in his direction, though needed to be aware of the spam. Nedic's got 2 spam kills through the smoke. This is, to be fair, what Vertigo sometimes devolves into. And let's see what Vexite can do. Mac 10 in hand. Takes that first fight pretty nicely onto Nedic. Inns has been spotted out and he's down to 1 HP. So you'd have to say this is an unwinnable round. Now with that low amount of HP. And even Inns can't conjure something in this one. So Rooster will get their first CT round on the board.
3 alive. Could be the start of something. It'd take a little bit more effort though than that, especially given that Grayhound were on the pseudo bonus. Couple of Mac 10s kept on through. AWP comes out for Alistair, so full buy coming in here for now for the T side. And the same can be said for Rooster. No AWP for them on CT though. So Alistair with a very good opportunity here to use the scope weaponry advantage. He's going to be heading over that A side of the map. Chelleos trying to take that duel early, similar to what Grayhound were doing. Trying to isolate Danger, this time peeking into Liaz. Working out very poorly for a first gun round. You do not want to be playing 5v4, you know, at 1 minute 40.
It's a lovely grenade as well. Danger's going to be tested by Grayhound as well toward B. A lot of util, in fact, getting tossed by the T side here. But it's not necessarily a commitment to the B bomb site. Bomb's left in a position where it can rotate in one direction or the other. That's something Grayhound are quite happy to do. Inns will wait for the smoke to fade, or maybe even just creep onto the line. Danger ready for it. But Dexter good for the trade, so still looking okay for Grayhound, though the numbers have swung back a little bit. And the decision will be toward B for Grayhound, as Dexter is taking all of that space. But he's still got to get past ASAP, who's been spotted behind the generator. Flash high up in the sky. The peak comes through. It's TJ this time who's going to be able to strike. And Alistair low doesn't want to be the one to have to take the fight to Rooster. So it comes down to Liaz, who's already found 2. He might be on for the 4K in this round. TJP just setting himself up. And Liaz swings right into his crosshair. TJP survives on 6 HP. But it will be the 6th round as well for Rooster. A tight affair, but Rooster are clawing their way through a couple of these rounds.
Very nearly another big round from Liaz. That's just great awareness from TJP though. He's had a couple of impactful rounds this game, and that's another one of them. Winning that one-on-one and a good rotation timing to break the money of Grayhound and actually give Rooster a bit more breathing room. They need to make sure they max guns this round though. Something Rooster have been looking good with is their sight floods. That's something I noticed against BNK as well.
Well, no harm done yet to Rooster. And it could be getting a bit of a rude awakening, maybe a little haircut here. He's not careful. A lot of players from Grayhound milling around trying to find their opening, their opportunity. It's not really being given to them, but Vexite feels like he might be the one with a chance here. Still brought down by Chell. No trouble there at all. Not too much success being found around the map for Grayhound, so it's what you asked for. 5 guns alive from Rooster. Starting to feel like an actual presence now on the CT side.
This is what I was kind of talking about, like clutches, swing rounds going to Grayhound. Both pistols won by Grayhound, but Rooster are not doing terribly. They're definitely in this game. There's definitely a chance there. I'm not quite convinced yet, but there's a little spark there going. Very good now for the CT side. AWP comes out for chelleos. A ramp pressure with the util. TJ taking a little look through side hall. A lot of util early invested here by the CT side to try to control a ramp, try to get chelleos set up on some kind of line, but he's going to retreat back. Spam battle not really amounting to much. Yeah, it's rotating back from mid. Or will he go back to B here? What's the call from Grayhound? Abandoning the A ramp. Back to B. Into the arms of Danger with an MP9. He's looking to drop a smoke here. ASAP has got a lot of util still held onto. In fact, Rooster holding onto a lot of util for the mid to late round this round. And trending rotation from Nedic is already in position to flood this B site.
going to be boosted up. Dex up. Danger. Oh, he's under pressure now. He's heard Dex's footsteps. He's got a swing, and he does. He gets one. It might be enough if ASAP's able to continue to lock things down. So far, so good for Rooster. It's not been an easy hold on B. They haven't even really held on to B, but they've given themselves at least enough of an advantage. And ASAP sharp on the kill on Alistair. It's making this one look very doable again for Rooster. Vexite's been able to strike elsewhere on the map, but INS through the smoke. He's able to equalize, and he spotted Nedic out as well. Hang on a minute. Well, that could have just as easily gone the way of Grayhound as it did to Rooster, but an important round being picked up. And Rooster continue their march forward on this CT side.
I mean, ASAP's been gold on that B side of the map, both on T and CT. Flash to set up Danger to go 1-for-1 with the MP9, and then punishes the player looking to trade. Can't believe he won that duel on the player jumping up on top of the double stack. Another round goes the way of Rooster. Resetting Grayhound once again, who are maxing out the loss bonus. They're back down to a half bite. It's another chance for Rooster to build themselves up a safety net economically, but also, this is a bloody tight game now.
Starting to feel like it might actually be a Rooster map. Or am I wrong? Because they're getting there.
The thing is, they're playing CT side, and all it takes, once you've maxed out the loss bonus now for Grayhound, is like just chipping down the economy over time, and you still have that chance to break the money right on that point. So I wouldn't say 100% yet, but they are looking good. Don't get me wrong. Thing is, you're just going to see back-to-back buys on the T side here for Grayhound, especially if they're securing bomb plants. And that's where things could get difficult for Rooster, potentially. Every kill he gets here makes a difference, and he's not going to be allowed a single one. Danger puts him down. 4 alive again for Rooster. Anti-ecos have been very good for them on the CT side, which sometimes, you know, I have seen them get a little sloppy in those anti-ecos. Get a little too loose, throw away too many guns. You can make yourself resettable earlier than you might like. As it stands, though, quite strong money for Rooster. Probably 2 buys in the back pocket after this one. Max
starting to get tight.
Yeah.
And it's exactly as we were saying, you know, if Rooster was going to have a chance of taking Grayhound down tonight, it would have to come off the back of players like ASAP and Nedic, who did look so good earlier on today against BNK. And the good news, at least, is that they've been able to convert that into Vertigo here, at least, as well. Rooster are looking like a serious threat at the moment. Every round, they're chipping away at that advantage that Grayhound had in the first half. And this will be the equalizing round for them if they can get it over the line.
Eyes for me on Dexter and INS. On the T side now, they have been very good in these opening duels for Grayhound. Molly going to push chelleos off the line there. He's going to return one of his own. Rest of Grayhound walking up behind this pressure from Vexite.
Well, still not really making those inroads onto the site, and TJP playing an unorthodox position is something that could really catch them off guard. Apparently, Vexite's prepared for it. He'll just spam away through the flash, through the smoke, and he does get TJ. Overall, Grayhound will consider that a success, as they now have the timer working in their favor, and there's another smoke to refresh the wall. Rooster have a little bit of util to work with here, though, to be fair. A Molotov back towards Sandbags. That'll dislodge Liaz's position. And a smoke on the front of site. Dexter's going to look to try to play in front of that, but he'll lose his life. INS doubling down, but ASAP and Danger are doing much the same. They need to get on that defuse, and they need to now. Spam comes through. Danger's done. ASAP's out of there, and Grayhound will get the round that they have been searching for. They might even get ASAP's gun. Not quite. Vexite got a bit too eager for that one. Cooler heads prevail, and INS survives with the AWP in hand. 11-9. Grayhound on the teetering point. They get a crucial round.
Tech timeout going to be coming in. Some words from Urkast, perhaps, who, according to the ping, must be in Mongolia right now.
I believe that would be the case.
Oops, out for Chell here. every single round of this game has just been coming down to XVXs, 1v1 clutches, 2v2s. Tells you how tight of a game it is, you know. That's the thing, you know, sometimes we watch BNK and some of the rounds don't feel close. You know, you don't get those XVXs because, you know, sometimes they don't get the multi-frags back, etc. But Rooster definitely able to go pound for pound with Grayhound in terms of taking the duels. I think a nade has gone into the little mid-stack there. Unfortunate for Rooster.
Aussie teams are getting things stuck in a crack. Name a better duo. Shout out to Renegades at IEM Taipei. That's a throwback.
I don't have much experience with that personally. We'll leave that one though. Danger. Push off the line towards B main. This is going to set Alistair up to start to work a pick over here. Yeah, it's ready with the molly in towards the scaffold there. Trying to allow and set up ins to pressure A. Keep the rotations honest. After a little bit of pressure towards B and an execute thrown by both Dexter and ins here. Grayhound going to try to pull those CT rotations away from the A side of the map and hit a timing.
$40 seconds left to go. Grayhound haven't given Rooster a lot to work with. Just had to spread themselves across the map. They've almost decided to play retake on both sides. 1 for 1. It's going to be enough to allow Grayhound to start making some inroads into this A bomb site. Again, the smokes go up. And it's a repeat. So this time Liaz attempts to blow open the smoke. It won't quite work out for him. Still trades back and forth. Chelleos boosted up. He hits the shot. Liaz missed and Dexter can't get the bomb plant down. Rooster are going to win the round. It would have been perfect for Grayhound had they got the plant down. But Chell just took that round into his own hands and ran away with it.
I wish we would have seen that. I don't know what chelleos just did, but that was a classic vintage chelleos round. Tack time out for Rooster. It's something that we haven't seen them use very much, but this tournament, it seems like they're actually using them. This is a great time to take one, especially because they still have plenty in the back pocket. Just calm things down. Make sure that we're full focus heading into the next round. We're not overlooking the state of the other economy because after a massive round like that, the comms get cluttered. So just reset things back to baseline. Realign everybody, make sure they know what the situation is. That's classic chelleos, is it not? Just refusing to back down, jumping on top of boxes, fighting until either he's dead or every single player he's taking a duel with is. And in that case, I mean, what a 4K. In a critical round to break the money of Grayhound. Insane.
Eleven to 10. Grayhound still hold the lead. But how much longer? It's a pistol by. Dexter's going to be good enough to even get one there onto TJ, who posthumously is able to get the kill. Medic chiming in with one on ASAP 2. Will hold it down for Rooster, and it's almost a certainty that we're now going to 11-11.
Rooster need to make sure they're maxing out their guns here. I mean, TJ went one for one with Dexter. They've got no money behind this. This is their fun to close the game. They cannot let Alistair get out of control here. I mean, ASAP has been pretty infallible on this B side of the map.
Well, we're going to 11-11. There's no doubt about that. So, who wins the map from here? What's your call?
Hard to say. Oh, this is what I'm talking about, though. Alistair, there's no rotation in position to really do much about this plant. In fact, he's even caught danger up on the boost. This is getting way too expensive for Rooster.
Well, Flash will go over the top. Alistair, it should be unwinnable. It is.
I think that's a win, honestly. It's not a round win, but that's a massive win. the bomb plant, plus taking that many guns away from the CT side right at the end of the game here, you have very real reset potential. As Grayhound. No cash going to be left over for the CT side here. Rooster have got 1,400 loss bonus. They have zero room for error now, Jordan. If they drop a single round, they're done.
Rooster are really gunning for the opportunity to run it back. I mean, when they went over to Katowice, they got that world ranking invite and didn't really make the most of it, it felt like. But IEM Dallas, potentially an opportunity for Rooster. I mean, this map is going very well. And if they were to win it, they'd be one map away, so knuckling down when it really does matter.
Progression smoke. Grayhound walk up behind. Molly into the scaffold there, thrown by Liaz. To allow the Teagues to start to scale up. Give them a little more breathing room. Chelleos on the line towards side hall here yet again. Molly's exchanged. All of Grayhound are here though.
Yeah, not
one mistake, one missed timing, and this round's done.
Rooster's looking for info. They're pushing in mid, but I think they're going to get it through a little bit too late. I mean, Danger's been left over toward B. Dexter's hit that shot onto TJ. Nedic's down as well. They just didn't quite get enough map control fast enough there for Rooster, and it's resulted in only 2 players holding on to that B site. Chell's hanging around to see if he can maybe turn this one into a doable round for Rooster, but they're probably better off saving their guns.
They can't afford to replace these rifles. After the guns they lost in the last one.
This is going to be a repeat of last night. Rooster getting close on one map and then the other being a complete blowout. Last night it was Anubis that was 13-10 for Grayhound, and then Vertigo actually was 13-3. So it's been a better performance from Rooster on a Vertigo at least, but
yeah, I mean,
might not be enough still.
This was a winnable game for them. And let's be real, they could still push us through to OT, but with the loss bonus that they have, they're going to be playing at a massive disadvantage here. You can see it just in terms of the cash, like 2 of the players can't even afford to drop an MP9. It's going to be like a 5-7 or an MP9 on one of these players, or something of those lines. Not where you want to be fighting for that point. Grayhound with a much better buy. Earned from that damage done by Alistair. That's what I was talking about, where he got that timing up onto B. That actually made a massive difference in this round.
Well, it's still not an awful buy for Rooster. It's serviceable enough. Grayhound got to be making sure they're locking things down. A ramp approach from Grayhound once again. Some counter util getting tossed in their direction by Rooster, softening those targets up nicely.
Dexter is again leading the charge. He's 5-1 in open duels this game. He's been such a problem for Rooster, and once again they're just going for the same approach which worked for them last round.
Good start from Chell. Follow-up isn't there from Nedic, but TJ's also able to strike on the Vex side. He hasn't pushed through the molly, or rather through the smoke, and he's caught by a molly stuck there. Yeah, to be able to trade it down. Now Alistair forced away from the sandbag by a molly. Zap will come creeping back onto the line, and Alistair makes no mistake. He's doubled down, in fact, and that might just be enough to seal the deal for Grayhound. It's been a valiant effort from Rooster. A very nice comeback in the second half, but it might not quite be enough unless Danger, the new man in the roster, can pull a rabbit out of the hat. Just seems like an impossible task, though, with an MP9 no less. He's got Liaz at least, but Alice is there for the third, and that is that done and dusted. And Grayhound, well, they won't drop a map just yet. That was very close, but 13-11, it'll still see us with a 1-0 scoreline on Grayhound's side of the scoreboard. So no harm, no foul, and Grayhound go up 1-0 in the grand final.